What's happening, world? Y'all tuned in to what's soon to be the biggest podcast show in the world. And for those that don't know, I go by the name of Gas Monroe. So why wouldn't I call the show the Gas Station? Because that's what it is. We full service. We bring y'all all type of topics. It ain't no set genre. This show gonna be going all over with different type of things that the world need to know. We networking with people. We building buzzes for artists. We getting topics and issues that need to be discussed in our communities. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna be that real, raw, uncut shit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no podcast show finna be like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Oakland, California, moved to Sacramento, and now I reside in the new Black Hollywood, Atlanta. So you know it's going down. We worldwide with this shit. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, teamwork make the dream work, but you gotta network to gain network. You feel me? So if you trying to network, build a buzz, you gotta tune in. You know what I'm saying? If you just want to know what's going on, tune in. Pull up to the gas station because we full service with this thing. I hope y'all like season 1 because it's going down.
Yeah.
Cheer! The Gas Station podcast starts now. Yeah, what's happening? What's good, world? I mean, I'm Juice, man. This is episode number 2. So, man, y'all already know, man, I'm excited. We did number 1. It did its thing, you know what I'm saying? We appreciate everybody that listened, tuned in, you know what I'm saying, shared, liked, left comments, you know what I'm saying? That was a real fun episode, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Gotti Arco. He came, did his thing, man. We're very grateful to have such great people to be involved in the show and show love and show support, you know what I'm saying? He didn't have to do that, you know what I'm saying? He did it out of love of the culture, you know what I'm saying? Out the podcast culture, out the hip-hop culture, you know what I'm saying? Out of love for me. So, man, let's give it up, you know what I'm saying, for last week's guest, or, you know, Gotti Arco. Yeah. So y'all go add him, too, you know what I'm saying? I left all the links, y'all can find him on Instagram, you know what I'm saying, Facebook. But, this is week 2, you know what I'm saying? We in here now. We official. You know what I'm saying? So, how I'm going to kick it off today, I'm going straight in to the reviews. You know what I'm saying? To the gas review. So, the first gas review I'm going to do is on a podcast show that's called Too Hot for the Radio. That's number 2. Too Hot, number 4, the radio. You know what I'm saying? It's a Bay Area podcast show. And that show is dope, man. I'm going straight in showing love, man. You know my slogan, man. Teamwork make the dream work. Network to gain network. So I'm going to just say that show dope, man. I don't even got no words. You know, this is a raw and uncut show, man. So I ain't even finna make nothing up. This shit is dope. You know what I'm saying? And the episode that I saw or listen to, I didn't actually watch it. I don't know if they actually got visual or not. A friend of mine on Facebook just put me on to that show, but I was listening on Castbox. So if y'all ain't got Castbox, you know what I'm saying, check that out. You know, Spreaker dope too. They might got it on Spreaker, I'm not sure. But yeah, Too Hot for the Radio. Too Hard for the Radio. My bad, excuse me. But the episode they interviewed Mr. Fab, and if y'all ain't watched it, if y'all from the Bay Area or in tune with the Bay Area rap scene, or if you knew about the hyphy movement, you know, back in the day, 2004, 5, 6, 7, then y'all know who Mr. Fab is, you know what I'm saying? You know, the freestyle king, you know what I'm saying? He was a big part of the hyphy movement, a very influential person in the Bay Area. You know, he do a lot of fundraisers. That's also Marshawn Lynch's cousin, you know what I'm saying? They do a lot of fundraisers together. And he's also the founder of the Dope Era clothing line. And they got some real dope clothes from there. And on this episode, you know, he was just kicking a lot of knowledge, talking about a lot of stuff, stories that I've already heard, you know what I'm saying? Some stuff that I never heard about, you know, telling stories about Mac Dre, rest in peace, Thiz in peace to the Cuddy, you know what I'm saying? You know, I was blessed to meet Mac Dre, be around Mac Dre in his prime. Spent a good amount of studio sessions in the studio with Mac Dre watched him write some of his dopest songs, watched him record them. I even seen him play around on a beat machine on a motif and make a beat or two. You know what I'm saying? I was real young at the time, like 18, 19. Me and my little clique, you know what I'm saying? Me and my crew, ain't no talking. We was working on our group album, me, Tycoon, AG, and the beat maker, J Knox, which was making a lot of beats for Mac Dre at that time. He recorded Keak Da Sneak, Super Hyphy remix, I think. He was a dope producer. He did a lot of shit for Hollow Tip. A lot of people. I can't think all the names right now. Reek Daddy, rest in peace. That's my nigga. The Mind Figures. He did a lot of beats for AP9. But J Knox, though, he was dope, though. But we was all a little crew, you know what I'm saying? And we was all on Cheesy Records, which was a Sacramento-based record label. Shout out to Cheese, you know. And that's actually where I recorded the Gaszstation album. If y'all see the logo, see the cover, that's where that came from. That was my first project ever. You know what I'm saying? I did that from the time frame of 04 to 05. And we was in the studio, working in the same studio as Dre. And Dre, you know, he liked me. You know what I'm saying? So he used to listen to me freestyle and stuff and just let me be around when he was recording and everything. And that was a real special time for me in hip-hop due to Reek Daddy. Reek Daddy was working on the Recolation, and that's how I met all the Crest cats. Mac Mall, Doobie, PSD, Miami, Kilo. Man, I'm talking about he had Coolio, the Underdog. Man, he had everybody from the Crest to come get on that Recolation album. And Reek was my nigga, man. Like, he used to have me with a maid where he introduced me to Dre. You know what I'm saying? Had me open up for Dre. You know what I mean? At the at Reek record release party. You know what I'm saying? With Jay Diggs, welcome home party, all that. We was right there. And I got stories all day about Mac Dre and Reek Daddy and all the Vallejo, North Vallejo cats. You know, shout out to Shiggity. That's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Vital. That's my bro. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Mr. Fab was the Oakland rapper on Thiz. And he held his weight, you know what I'm saying? And Son of a Pimp was one of my favorite albums of all time, you know what I'm saying? Especially during the hyphy movement because it was super hyphy. But he also had some deep shit on there too, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was all around dope album, you know what I'm saying? And Son of the Pimp 2 was dope too. That came out last year. And that was a dope album too. He had a lot of big names on there, Little Boosie and some other people. I think I can't be definite, so I'm not gonna speak on it. But the project was dope. But he was just telling stories, man. Like, I just drifted off and started telling stories, man. He was telling a lot of dope stories. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about the Hawaii trip. He was talking about experiences with Mac Dre. He was talking about experiences with Keak Da Sneak, you know what I'm saying? And you know, shout out to Keak, man, you know, and we praying for his recovery. You know, he was shot a couple weeks ago, and you know, we just praying for him. I also know Keak, you know what I'm saying? I played on the same baseball team as him as a little kid, Burris Ward, and he was close friends with a lot of people from my neighborhood. And was around in the 50s when I was a little kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't kicking with him directly, but I was around. I was on the same spots he was on, you know what I'm saying? So I seen him, you know what I mean? I was just little, but, you know what I mean? I being new Keak, and I even been on a song with him before, him and Turf Talk and 808 and Bink, you know what I'm saying? On Bink last album. And, you know, Keak just, that was the dude, like, he was the dude growing up in Oakland, man. The hyphy movement, even before that, High Tech and, you know what I'm saying, Sneak album, Sneakaluffagus and, you know, 3 Times Crazy, Dual Committee, you know what I'm saying, all that, man, Stacking Chips, Real Talk 2000, man, it was just so much I could say about Keak. You know, he had shit with the Thiz Nation projects, you know what I'm saying. Man, the Copium was like one of the best Bay Area albums ever. You know what I'm saying? High Tech, I still got the original CD in my car right now. I mean, Keak the dude, man. Like, he set so many trends. His slang, his energy, like, He just dope, man. I just pray for the dude, man. I just, if he hear this, I'm praying for you, Keak. The whole Gaszstation podcast, we are praying for you. You know what I'm saying? Recover, get well. You know what I'm saying? Take your time. We ain't rushing you, But yeah, all these things was covered in this podcast show. Like, it was deep. Like, a lot of podcast shows, I don't know the people that's on the show. Never met them. I ain't close to Mr. Fab, but I've been around him. I've met him. I've did a couple shows with him. You know what I'm saying? He a good dude. You know what I'm saying? Good energy. He real positive. Every time I've been around him, he laughing, smiling. You know what I'm saying? Kicking knowledge. He also talked about the Jack. You know what I'm saying? And that's my fam. You know what I'm saying? The Jacker. Rest in peace to the Jack, man. He was very influential to our movement. At this time, Jack was deep. But I ain't even going to go into that because I'm going to have a whole show dedicated to him. So, my peace to the Jack. We keeping you alive. You know what I'm saying? People like me, everybody that's involved with the mob movement, you know what I'm saying? We keeping Jack alive, you know what I'm saying? So, that's that. That's in the whole nother. That's something else, you feel me? But we love you. And anyway, Mr. Fab was kicking some real game, man. And I was just appreciative to hear that podcast interview because it was talking about some real shit. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all ain't never tuned in, the Gas Review, I get that show a 5, man, because the way that episode hit me, I'm for sure keep watching that show. And would I watch it again? 1 out of 5? I would. I am. So I give it a 4.5. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely going to subscribe to their show and keep watching because it was cool. I like how they was asking the questions. I like how they was interacting with the guests. And it taught me a lot because, I got my show now, but I'm new to this. So I'm just learning. That's why I asked my my followers, my fans, I'm asking y'all, like, y'all be able to probably tell a little different from this episode, from the first episode, you know what I'm saying? Just for me picking up and getting a hang to this. Like, I ain't never did this before. So, the people that's listening and sound kind of sloppy, because it is, you know what I'm saying? I'm new to this, but, I'm learning, you know what I mean? Matter of fact, man, give applause to my damn self, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Take a picture. Hello, you feel me? But, and shout out to all the other people trying to do podcasts, get into the game, man. It's not easy, man. I thought I was just going to be able to get a little program, man. Click, you know what I'm saying? Make a podcast, put it out. Like, it's a lot of stuff you got to do. You got to fill out a lot of papers. You got to come up with your name and get shit approved. You know what I mean? It ain't just no walk in the park. Like, it's not hard, but it ain't just, I'm going to do a podcast. Bam. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you got to do some things. But, yeah, shout out to that show. So now, what we gonna go into? Last time I was kind of rushed. It was my first show. I didn't really get into the gas reviews on too much music. I talked about Davies. He had a song that I liked, and I gave his album, the album that I was slapping that week. So this week, the album that I'm slapping is Something to Speak About, you know what I'm saying? STSA2, Something to Speak About 2. That's Clyde Carson, you know what I'm saying? Bay Area rap artist, you know what I'm saying? And my favorite song on there is Getting To It, featuring Keak Da Sneak, you know what I'm saying? That song hard. It go hard, man. It got that real bass sound. The beat is dope. They talking about some shit, you know what I mean? Keak going off, you know what I'm saying? Clyde Carson going off, you know what I'm saying? I like it. The song dope. Y'all check it out. And tell me what y'all think. Y'all leave comments. This podcast is on so many different networks. Y'all could leave comments on the Facebook, on the YouTube, on the SoundCloud. It's everywhere. All you gotta do is type in the Gaszstation podcast. And don't forget the Z. Gas with a Z. GASZ. Y'all leave comments. Let me know. Go listen to that album, man. Last week I went East Coast with Davies. This time I'm going straight to the Bay with Clyde Carson. You know what I'm saying? So that's something to speak about too. STSA too. Y'all listen to it, man. It's on Spotify. It's all over. You can probably pull it up on YouTube and just check it out. You know what I'm saying? Stream it. If you like it, go buy it. Shout out to Clyde Carson. And I've been around him a couple times too.